Hey guys, and welcome to Betwixt the Books' first book haul together. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of the books that we've acquired since December, pretty much. And I have more books than Gretchen does because I have less self-control. Part of that is also because I got books for Christmas, and she didn't. She got some bookish-related things, but I did get a handful of books, so I'm going to start there. Both of the books I got for Christmas were from my grandmother. The first one is Boys Snowbird by Helen Oyeyemi. I have already read this, and spoiler alert, it will show up in a future video that's coming soon, so look forward to that. The second book that I got was Did You Ever Have a Family by Bill Clegg. This was long listed for the Man Booker Prize this year. It didn't get shortlisted, but it was one of the books that sounded the most interesting to me, so I wanted to pick it up and read it.
Hey guys, if I look slightly like a stupid little squirrel, it's because I just had wisdom teeth removed and I feel like I'm carrying marbles in my mouth because my mouth is still really swollen. So I'm gonna get through this with as little facial expression as possible, and it's gonna be great. I have a couple of books that I bought because I have no self-control and also because Book Outlet is amazing. And actually 2 of them have a purpose, so maybe it's like had a reason I can pretend. The first one is Maid of Deception by Jennifer McGowan, who I just totally forgot who this was by. And this is the second book in a series that I'm reading, and it also figures into my Pop Sugar Challenge. But it's historical fiction in the time of Queen Elizabeth I, so of course I have it. The second book is Fingerprints of You by Kristen Page Madonia, and this is another book that has a purpose because I'm actually going to be meeting Kristen in the spring. She's coming to my school for the Ithaca College New Voices Literary Festival, for which I am the intern. And so I had to pick it up and had to read it so I can get her to sign it, and maybe I'll have a giveaway for you guys as well when that comes through. And then the last book had no purpose whatsoever. I just wanted it. It is Altered by Jennifer Albin. I read Cruel, the first book in this series, forever ago, and I really liked it and really enjoyed it, but never finished the series. So I want to do that now. So I have it.
I also have no self-control, and I feel like the first book on this list will exemplify that the most, and that is A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. Now, I read this at the very end of last year by listening to it on audiobook from the library, and then I immediately bought it because I have no self-control and I loved it that much. I do plan to do a review of this, but I'm not sure when I'm going to get to it. Probably when there's a lull in the books that I've been reading, because I've been reading a lot, or if I just have extra time and I want to do it. The next book I have also already read, and the review will be coming up for you guys next Friday. That is Brooklyn by Colm Toibane. Toibane, again, he's Irish. How do you pronounce that? I really enjoyed it. I saw the movie with Taylor at the beginning of this week. Book and movie review coming out on Friday, so look forward to that. In the same vein of books and movies, I also got Carol by Patricia Highsmith. Personally, I prefer the old title, The Price of Salt, but I guess they wanted branding to be similar to the movie. So, Carol. I'm barely starting this one. I plan to read it this week and hopefully go see the movie as well so that I can talk about this one as well. The next book I got was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Now, if you don't know that Gretchen and I have a book club that we do, and this is one of the books that's coming up that we're going to be reading. So if you haven't read this and want to read it with us, I highly recommend you check out the links in the description for our book club, especially the Goodreads group, because that will tell you when we're reading this. The next 2 books on this list I'm going to call BookTube Made Me Do It. One of them I have heard so much about. That would be The Crimson Petal and the White by Michelle Faber. Anybody who watches Jen Campbell knows why I bought this book. It's so big, and I was not expecting it to be this heavy. It's wicked heavy, but I'm excited to read it. This one's historical fiction, so Gretchen, you might like it as well. I'll let you know when I read it if you would like it. And the The last book in my books I bought because I have no self-control, there are so many of them, is All the Birds Singing by Evie Wyld. A couple of people have hauled this one, so I'm not sure who exactly I heard it from first, but I'm really excited about this. It's apparently the winner of the Miles Franklin Literary Award and the Encore Award, so I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. This one's just literary fiction.
So, Michaela and I excitingly have ARCs to talk to you guys about because we have just gotten back into, requesting ARCs from NetGalley and Edelweiss, as we talked about in our Bookish Resolutions video, and I actually have 3 that I can talk to you guys about. And the first one, if you've ever watched our book club videos, you know that once upon a time we did The Falconer by Elizabeth May, and it was a very interesting hangout, and Taylor and Michaela didn't really like it. I was kind of meh on it, but you know me, I have a problem. When I think something has potential, I will go on and read the second book. So I requested and got the second book in that series, The Vanishing Throne. So I have that. That doesn't come out until June, I think, so you won't see that review for a while, but I'm super excited about that one, even if Michaela and Taylor aren't. The second book I got off NetGalley called Rasuku by David Cudler. And that book I got, basically I looked at the cover and I said, this is mine now. And because, as you can tell, it's very Japanese based, and that's one of my huge passions. And I haven't started reading that one yet because, again, that one also doesn't come out until June. But I'm super excited and I hope that it's good because it looks so pretty. And that's what I'm here for. Okay, and then the last book that I got from NetGalley is Annabeth Neverending by Layla Kader Dam, I think is how you say her name. I'm not sure. I also can't pronounce anything with my jaw locked together. But Annabeth Neverending is a book about a girl who is having flashbacks about a previous life in ancient Egypt. And so the second I saw that, I was like, oh, I have to read this book. Unfortunately, I've already finished it, and that review will come out next week. You can look forward to that, I guess. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but, that's how the cookie crumbles. So, those are my 3 books from NetGalley, and I'm sorry you had to look at my face be so painful and trying to talk.
I only have 2 arcs to talk to you guys about. The first one is Uncommon Bodies, which is an anthology of short stories that mostly have to do with horror, although a handful of them have been sort of romancy. They all have the theme of there's a person in the story who has some sort of uncommon body. So there's been someone who had a parasitic twin, and someone who has the mermaid syndrome, where they have webbing between their fingers. There's been somebody who has their arm all shriveled up. Just in that case, all of these bodies have, one weird thing going on. The second one is a science fiction story called Alternate, and I have the omnibus edition, and that one is by Ernie Lewis. I'm looking forward to reading that one. I haven't started it. I wanted to finish the other one for this week, but I didn't manage it. I'm 80% through because I was on vacation for the beginning of this week. But hopefully that will be out next week for you guys. And both of these are already released, so I can get them out as soon as I finish them. Sorry guys, I lied. I have 3. Gretchen told me that I had one more because I haven't checked since I came back from vacation, but I do have one more. It's Lions by Bonnie Nedzam. It's literary fiction, it's a novel, and it doesn't come out until July, so that one will be farther down the line than the other 2, but I am looking forward to that as well. That's all of the books that we have for you guys. I'm sure that we will do more hauls, but they will either be library hauls or ARC hauls, because poor college student Gretchen and I still don't have a job yet because I can't get a job ever at all, ever. Nobody wants me. It's so sad. So we won't be buying more books, probably, but we do constantly read books, and that is something that will keep happening. If you are not aware, Saturday at 3 we have a book club episode where we will be talking about the second book in the Magician's trilogy. That one is The Magician King, I believe, and it's going to be great because we have feelings. Also, next Tuesday, Gretchen and I will have another live stream for you guys. We aren't sure what time that's going to be because Gretchen has to go back to Ithaca and she's not sure when exactly she'll be going back. But follow our Twitters, which are linked down below, and we will tell you what time that will be. We'll be discussing spoilers and what we think of that whole thing going on in the book world and whether or not it's something that's actually a thing. So if you have thoughts on spoilers in general as a concept, please come and talk with us about that so that it's not just the two of us talking at you. You guys can talk with us and we can have a discussion. That's all for today, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye!